Hello. In this educational course, you are going to learn how to convert your voice
to that of any person you want with the highest possible quality.
You will learn all the details and become an expert in this field.
Be sure to subscribe to this page because it provides you with very useful information that will be very helpful to you.
In this tutorial, I am going to teach you from start to finish how to convert your voice to any other person's voice on your computer completely offline with the highest possible quality. It doesn't matter if you want to convert your voice to the voice of Morgan Freeman or Kratos in God of War. Currently, the best software available for this task is RVC Project. As soon as you search for RVC Project on Google, it will bring up a GitHub page with Chinese descriptions. Click on Releases. Well, as you can see, it says here for NVIDIA GPU users and for AMD Intel GPU users. Look friends, converting audio doesn't require a very powerful system. I mean, even if you have a mid-range system and a mid-range CPU, this can be done very easily. But in order to train a new model from the voice of a singer or another person, the stronger your graphics card, the easier your work becomes. But if your graphics card is not strong, don't worry, I'll teach you a free method to do this voice training without using your own graphics card. If your graphics card is NVIDIA, download the top one. And if your graphics card is AMD or Intel, you should download this version. After it's downloaded, you open the file. There's a folder inside. You extract this folder in a location on your computer that has about 20 gigabytes of free space. I've done this before. Well, the RVC installation is finished. That simple. Alright, so if you want to change your voice, there are two options here. Real-time and Go Web. Real-time is for when you want to do it instantly, like when you're talking live somewhere and want your voice to change directly. To convert your voice, you need to use Go Web. As soon as you click on it, a page will open. It takes a few moments to load. Once it's loaded, you'll see an address displayed along with a web page opening up. If it doesn't open, you just need to copy that address and paste it into your browser. Alright, so this is the RVC interface. Working with RVC is super simple. The RVC software needs a voice model file of the person you want to convert your voice to. Now you can either download this voice model file from the internet or train it yourself. For better quality and a more professional result, it's recommended that you train the model yourself. In the next part of this tutorial, I'll show you step-by-step how to train a voice model. But for now, we're just going to use pre-made models to convert our audio to any voice we want. As we mentioned, the software needs a voice model of the target voice to make the conversion. This model typically consists of two files. 1. A file with a .pth format. 2. A file with a .index format. If the .index file is missing, the conversion will still work, but the quality will be lower. So it's best to always have both files. Now, where do we get these files? There are thousands of pre-trained models with varying quality available online. But if the voice you're looking for isn't there, you'll need to train it yourself. All you need to do is search voice models up here. I'll include all the links in the description. Let's say, for example, you want to speak like Kratos, the God of War, from the God of War game. Just type God of War in the search bar up here. Now let's say you want to download the voice of young Kratos. You can click here and copy the address. I've already downloaded the file. As you can see, it contains two files, one with the .pth extension, another with the .index extension. For the first time setup, navigate to the location where you extracted RVC, go to the Assets folder, and then to the Weights folder. Drag the .pth file into this folder. As for the .index file, place it in the Logs folder. Once both files are in their proper places, open the RVC interface and click on Refresh Voice List. As you can see, old Kratos has now been added. I have an audio file. Now I'll copy its address and paste it here. I'll leave this part empty, and in this section I'll select the Kratos index. Finally, I'll click on Convert.
Well, as you can see, it says here for and a mid-range CPU. This can be done very easily.
As you saw, it converted the voice with amazing quality without me changing any settings. However, sometimes you might need to tweak some settings for the best quality. I'll explain this part later and cover it fully in the rest of the video. Sometimes your output might not have the desired quality. This could be due to either incorrect settings or a poorly trained model. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to train your required model with the highest quality and in a completely professional way. Now let's dive into the settings tutorial. I'll start with this one. See here, it says accent. The higher you set this value, the closer the input voice will match the accent of your model file. For example, if the character in your model file has an accent, increasing this value will make your voice sound more like that accent. However, if you set it too high, there's a chance it might cause issues in your audio file, like mispronounced words or similar problems. The further you lower this value, the more it focuses on maintaining the tone of the voice, while paying less attention to the model's accent. Try to keep it around 75 or 76, but since the processing speed is very fast, you can tweak it a bit to get the best quality. Some trial and error might be needed. Now, about this other setting. It says if the value is 3 or higher, it applies a filter to your voice that removes some noise and makes it smoother. However, if it's set too high, it might remove some details from your voice. If it's below 3, the filter won't be applied. Try to keep it at 3. It makes the voice a bit smoother. Now what's this? It says protect voiceless consonants. We have two types of consonants, voiceless consonants and voiced consonants. Voiced consonants are those where your vocal cords vibrate when you pronounce them. You can check this by placing your hand on your throat. For example, say Z, you'll feel vibrations. These are called voiced consonants. On the other hand, voiceless consonants don't cause vibrations. Try saying sh. You won't feel any vibrations. These are called voiceless consonants. Now, voiceless consonants often face issues during audio processing. For example, if your audio has a lot of p, s, or sh, they might get lost or distorted in the output. This setting controls how these voiceless consonants are handled. At point 5, the software processes them freely without any specific protection. Closer to 0, the software protects these voiceless consonants more to ensure they aren't lost. However, protecting them too much might reduce the accuracy of your indexing tone. So keep this at 3. Next, we're talking about volume or loudness. It says that the closer you set this to 0, the more the software tries to match your volume to that of the model you're using. For example, if the model you're using speaks or sings softly in certain parts, the software will try to apply that softness to your voice. If you speak loudly, but the model said a word softly, the software will attempt to apply that softness to your voice as well. However, the closer you set this to 1, the more your original loudness will be kept. So if you speak loudly, the output will also speak loudly. For this setting, I set it to 0.4, but it won't make a huge difference. It also asks if you want to change the output sample rate. If it's set to 0, it will keep the sample rate of your original voice. But if you change it, for example, to 48,000, your output file will have a sample rate of 48,000. For the best quality, it's recommended to leave this at 0 so it doesn't change. Alright friends, there's something to keep in mind. You need to experiment with these settings to get the output you want. For example, you might set it to 0.5 and get an output, then try lowering it a bit. The first setting, the sample rate, doesn't need to be changed. Just play around with the others until you get the desired output. Now, let's try something different. We want to change our voice to a female voice. Let's see what happens.
Well, as you can see, it says here for NVIDIA GPU users and for AMD Intel GPU users.
As you saw, the output didn't meet our expectations. So what do? When converting a male voice to a female one, we need to raise the pitch. This is done using the transpose setting. Since women's voices generally have a higher or sharper frequency, you need to raise the pitch by 12 semitones, which equals 1 octave. Now, it's not always necessary to raise it exactly by 12 semitones. If the input voice is very deep, you'll likely need the full 12 semitones. But you can experiment. Raise it by 12 or slightly less to see which setting gives the best result for your output.
Well, as you can see, it says here for NVIDIA GPU users and for AMD Intel GPU users. Look friends, converting audio doesn't require a very powerful system.
It's crucial for our speech style to match the model we're using. For example, If you want to sound like a singer talking, use a model trained on the singer's interviews or spoken words. If you want to sing like them, use a model trained on the singer's songs. Otherwise, the output will not be satisfactory. The closer your speaking or singing style is to the model's data, the better the output will be. For instance, if you've trained a model on Lady Gaga's songs but feed it Eminem's raw voice, the output quality will likely be poor. However, using Bruno Mars' voice on a model trained with Justin Timberlake's songs will likely yield great results because their music styles are similar. To produce high-quality work, model training is critical. I'll teach you how to train models effectively in the model training section of the tutorial. This section is now complete, and I've covered almost everything. If there's anything I didn't mention, you can ask in the comments, and I'll guide you. Oh, and if you want to save your music file, just click on the 3 dots here and select Download. In the second part of the tutorial, we'll separate the singer's voice from a song. Train it, create a model for that voice. Transform your voice or anyone else's voice into the singer's voice. Additionally, you'll learn how to train a voice model for anyone else, like your friend or a voice actor. I hope you find it useful. If you liked this video, please like it and follow our page. All the links and models used are included in the description of this post.